Viva Tequila Seltzer, the #1 hard seltzer in the world and the official hard seltzer of Day Drinking with Dog. Ditch them all, add tequila. Welcome back, Day Drinking with Dog, on this nice Saturday post-Thanksgiving. Hope everyone had a wonderful holiday. I know I did. I'm still full. I haven't really eaten anything today. But today I have another returning. This is your third time?
Yeah, I believe so.
Third time we've done this, right?
Yeah. I missed it last year. We had a couple board members here last year.
Oh, that's right. Yep. So Kevin McGrath, my guest. Thanks for coming in on this holiday weekend.
Thank you.
I know everyone's like super busy, and can you believe like tomorrow's December 1st?
I said to somebody the other day, this month just the whole year, but this month just flew.
It's crazy.
And Christmas, what, 2.5, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Well,
it's nuts.
It's crazy.
It's like, I mean, it is what it is. But what a miserable morning. I want to give a big shout out to Tor, who runs the Turkey Trot. He was on a few weeks prior promoting it. Almost 2,000 people. I don't know if that's how many people showed up, but it was a good turnout. It was raining and cold and windy and miserable. But we had a blast. The Rum Runners played. They did raffles, and Viva sponsored it. And I think Nebco, and maybe Two Roads was there. Tribus. So everyone had free beer afterwards.
Good.
So it was awesome. I saw a lot of Vivas in everybody's hands, so that made me happy. And then we went out and ate dinner, and isn't it amazing how you just it's you don't really do anything, but you just get exhausted.
Yeah, it's
you're not working, but you're just exhausted.
Yeah, you just let all the wind out of your sails.
Yeah. But you got 2 weeks till the big day.
Yep.
Right?
December 14th, Saturday
at Grassy Hill Country Club, keeping Milford warm. It's your 11th year.
11th year we started. Yeah. It's incredible where it's come from. I mean, we were talking about the other day, we started with about 35 people that got together at the Milford Yacht Club 11 years ago.
Wow.
And it's grown to a full foundation now. And we're doing some good stuff. We got some great board members, and we've got a lot of great companies and individuals that support us and have supported us. Yeah. We have some that have just been there from day one and hung in there with us. Yeah. So it's good stuff.
So for people that haven't heard us talk before, run down what Keeping Milford Warm does.
Keeping Milford Warm was started, as I said, 11 years ago. And the reason was started is that I came across a family that couldn't afford heat. And I had met them through the Milford Kiwanis Club. And I was shocked at that point that there wasn't any relief for folks in town. And at that time, there was the Salvation Army that allocated about, on the high side, $2,000 for the whole city if they could, raise some money through their well campaigns and Christmas and stuff like that. So I just took it upon myself and went to the Milford Kiwanis Club and said, hey, I think I'd like to, see if we can set up a foundation, totally nonprofit. Every single penny we raised would go to keeping Milford warm, keeping people, warm. So when we started with just oil, and now we do oil, gas, electricity. We're even doing propane for some folks.
Oh wow!
So it's really it's really grown immensely. In 11 years, we've probably are in the neighborhood of about $700,000 that we've raised, and all that. As I said, everything we raise goes directly to keeping people warm in Milford.
That's awesome. And we've talked about this before in the years past, that you don't Milford's a great town.
Fabulous.
I mean, you see some homeless, but
yeah.
There's other people too that just you don't realize they can't pay their bills, and
that's true. And I think that we saw the need change over the years, and it's just regular. It could be your neighbor, regular folks who possibly lost a job, hit hard times. It's a variation walk of life that we deal with, and I can sit here today and tell you that no one is going to go without heat or electricity in Milford because of us, and we're very proud of that. And if there's a need, we're going to be there and take care of it.
How many families do you guys average helping out here?
It changes. I mean, we can have a week where, the weather's changing now. We can have a week where the phone can ring a dozen times. We can have a week where the phone doesn't ring at all. And then we get a lot of referrals from people to pick up and say, hey, I've got a neighbor, I've got a friend, or whatever the case may be. Can you help us?
Right.
So it changes every single year. And the other thing which was interesting, is when COVID hit, we did not spend a lot of money simply because there was a lot of free money, so to speak,
Right.
Between state and federal government. And when all that went away about a year and a half ago, the need really, really climbed at that point. So, we were back at it and again raising money and doing the best we can.
Yeah. I think it's phenomenal. And this whole town, I've talked about it a million times, just the stuff. I mean, you roll right into this weekend and, you got the turkey trot Thursday.
Right.
The tree light last night.
Right.
All the stuff that goes on. There's all the way up through the holidays.
Yeah, there's
summer. I mean, all year long, there's something going on in this town.
There's some really great folks in the city, and really great companies that are just, I'm amazed when we started this. We have a big group of people that have been with us 11 years ago, and just say, Kevin, what do you guys need?
Right.
And that means a lot, and it says a lot for the society and people that live and work in the city.
Yeah. I just bought a house, so I'm not going anywhere. I will be in Milford until I retire.
There you go.
Or I don't know. I love it up here.
Yeah, no,
I'm a seasons guy.
Right.
But I could. I don't really want snow for 3 straight months, but
yeah,
I like this weather here.
No, it's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's just nice. It's, but yeah. So the house, we got the chickens. We're laying some eggs, eating fresh eggs. I cleaned it out today for the first time, and that was these fuckers shit a lot.
They got to pay a price to get those eggs.
I know. It's like Jesus Christ, guys. Feathers are there's feathers everywhere.
Really?
You're like, it's like you buy like that, almost like fine wood chips. That's what it's called. Their bedding.
Okay.
Just go to like Tractor Supply. It's It's funny, like you just Google shit, and now I'm an expert on chickens. That's how easy it is.
The chicken man.
Yeah, the chicken man. So next year, I'll raffle off a couple dozen eggs or something, fresh eggs.
That'd be good stuff.
But it's weird. It makes you wonder though. Like these are free range chickens. I guess that's what they'd be classified as.
Yeah.
So you don't refrigerate the eggs. You don't even clean them.
Okay. Wow.
If you clean them, you have to put them in the fridge for whatever reason. And they last like 3 weeks. If the shell gets a little brittle, that's when it's time to throw it out.
Okay.
But we're actually out because we've been eating so many of them.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
Chickens are cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't really cozied up to us yet.
Right.
Like I go in there, they're running around, running away. But I gave them a nice clean out today, so hopefully they'll be nice. So the Rum Runners are playing. You're sold out, right?
Yeah, we have a few tickets left. If there's folks out there listening that can give us a call. But we started 2 years ago getting the Rum Runners, and they've been a great group of people, and they've been fabulous. So we've got them for the next few years, I hope.
Yeah.
And that's our main entertainment. And we've got Santa Claus will be there for the whole night. And
nice.
so that's our buddy Rick George, and he's again another one of those people that gives back to the community. And so we'll have about we'll be somewhere around 275 people.
Oh, cool.
And we've got we'll have a live auction, some great raffle prizes, and then a silent auction of probably about close to 100 items. Wow. And there's a great deal of stuff that's going on. And this year, the auction will be live within your app for your phone.
Okay, so you can bid on stuff.
Yeah, you can bid
without being there.
Yeah, you don't have to be there. Just to get.
What's the app?
KeepingMilfordWarm.com. You can go right there, and then they'll give you the directions how to hook it up. It's beyond my pay grade.
Come on, Kev. You got to bring your IT guy with you.
But so that's a big.
It's a website, not an app, right?
That's a big change for this year. So I think that'll be great.
Yeah.
It goes live. I think it goes live this coming.
I got
Wednesday.
snubbed again this year. Sold out. I have no idea. I'm a busy guy.
We'll find a seat.
2 jobs, a podcast, and cleaning out chicken shit.
You're doing good.
Doing a lot. But if I don't go, I'll definitely look. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Now, if you go on there now, is everything that's going to be raffled off kind of on there?
Yeah, we'll be starting Wednesday.
Okay,
so it's about a week and a half before
Yeah.
the event. So it's good stuff. So again, people can go on and look at that. And
What are some of the
Oh, it's.
I know you got 100 things. You don't need to list them, but
we've got
tickets to
everything
games.
from a great basket with with great gift certificates for bars and restaurants within Milford. We've got trips that'll be auctioned off. We've got jewelry that'll be auctioned off. I know we just got some Nick tickets for the Madison Square Garden. You name it. It's a full range of stuff that we've got. So this is our only fundraiser. We don't do any other fundraising, so it's our main event. And if everything goes on schedule, that evening should be somewhere around a $50,000 night for us.
Awesome.
So it's good.
Do the gas and electrical companies, do they participate with you?
They don't.
You just pay. You pay what the rate is.
Yeah, we work with a couple different oil companies, and a couple of them will give us a little bit of a break on the gallon price, but we're paying pretty close to market price.
Yeah.
And and the other aspect is what's changed is when COVID hit, you could not, as a utility company, you could not turn off someone's service.
Right.
Well, now that has changed. Because COVID is over, and they are doing that. So again, we expect to see another big increase as we go through, and the weather gets
colder,
and changes. But no, there's not too much assistance for folks. That's unfortunate. But,
it is, yeah.
So again,
you can spread your dollar out, much better
exactly. And I think
they got to make their dollars though.
Yeah, and what you're seeing is the utilities are trying to regroup that money that they gave away, and so we're all paying for that, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, it's.
I don't know how they allow these rate hikes. Like, I just don't know how they're not regulated more. Like, you can't raise it by more than 8% a year or something.
And the people that we're dealing with, it's surprisingly that they may come to us after 2-3 months. And they can't do it any longer. And these are not small electric or gas bills. They're right there. So it's
now. Have you run into the problem yet in 11 years that you guys ran out of money?
I would say when we started, the first couple of years,
it's hard to raise it right off the rip.
But we've knock on wood, we've been able to have a little bit of a cushion going into the next year. And that's due to our sponsors and the folks that support the fundraiser. But we've been able to ride along and stay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine that could be.
Yeah, it adds up fast.
Yeah. I mean, 50,000 is great, but
No, it goes fast.
It goes fast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially with the price of oil when it went up.
Yeah.
And, now when we started, as I said, we just did oil. But now we're covering everything. We're even covering propane. So,
I have a detached garage in my new house, and I deal with Suburban Propane. I think is the company's name. And there's the guy that owned it before me had this huge tank out back.
Yeah.
And then when the building inspector came over, he's like, "Oh, this is nice." I go, "What's this?" He goes, "Yo, your whole garage is heated, and then, there's a thermostat in there.
Oh, right.
It's one of those big boxes that blows it out." And I'm like, "Oh, awesome."
Yeah.
So he had it serviced. This is what kills me. He had it serviced in August, right? Refilled, whatever they got to do. Then I buy it, and they got to come over and check and make sure it works. And they didn't add any gas, and it cost me $130.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm like, I see it. He showed me the documents. You guys just serviced this, but you're a new owner, so we got to make sure that if you smell gas, you run.
Well, what we found out too is that. And I was shocked at this. We have some people we've taken care of that heat with propane. These are folks that that are living, in some cases living in a tent, in some cases living like in a shed, and so we can't just give them propane.
Right.
We give them a gift certificate, and again they go out and they buy it or take care of it. But just the thought of people in our city living in those conditions.
Why is there legalities behind?
Yeah, I mean we can't.
Like if they, yeah.
Yeah, we can't go down that road, nor will we go down that road. But the aspect of people in this community, and look, Milford's not alone. I mean, there's many communities and towns, but the need is that great, and to think, there's someone or families or whatever living in this city that are living in the woods or living in a tent or living in a shed.
I know one personally.
Yeah,
that lives in the woods.
Mind-boggling.
He's been doing it forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he has money, which is the craziest thing too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people.
And then we'll run into some folks that have some mental health
Have
issues.
you felt you've ever been taken advantage of?
There's once in a while you might get that, but I can say that I feel comfortable telling you that no. I mean, there's always,
because if you want to pay my gas bill, I got a big mortgage right now.
we have a
no, I would never do that.
No, but we have a filtering process that they go through.
Yeah,
and the folks that do that, it's a group called Team, and they do a great job.
Yeah,
so when it gets to us, it's truly a need, and
right.
The good part about it is when someone calls you up and says, "Hey, you made my day. I'm looking out the window, and the oil truck is here, and it's putting oil in the tank."
Yeah.
That means a lot. There's a lot of folks that are running, old furnaces and stuff like that. That we've got involved with helping some people. We also work. One of our sponsors is Tri-City, and they've done some great stuff and helped out. So again,
they have a new name now, don't they?
Huh?
Tri-City.
Yeah,
Tri-City Appliance? No,
they left the appliance, and it's.
I saw the announcement a couple weeks back.
This did it a couple weeks back.
Great company, good guys. The whole family's awesome. Yeah.
So from that standpoint, we work with people like that. But again, there's a lot of folks that they might be out there with a 25, 30-year-old furnace that is just on its last leg.
Yeah.
And they'll call and say, I need help or whatever. So we'll have an oil delivery and we'll get a call back to say, hey, we can't deliver this oil to Jeremy because the furnace is it's shot.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of different aspects that come up. So,
do you vet the people at all? Or?
Yeah, they do. They do get vetted. So we have to. I mean,
right.
Otherwise, like you said, it'd be
people taking advantage of.
Yeah.
Man,
it's good stuff.
What a great cause.
Thank you.
How'd you think of it?
I know
you said it was a bunch of guys who are at Milford Yacht Club and
what had happened was I had come up with the concept because I had met a family. It was a family of 5, and they had 3 kids, and they were living in a house here in Milford, and we were selling at that time. I was working with Milford Kiwanis, and we were selling holiday plants. And this neighbor had bought plants for these people, and I, was one of the guys delivering it. And the woman just came to the door, took the plants. She was very, very happy, and started to cry. And she said to me, we don't have any heat. And I'm like, well, there's got to be, between state and federal
funding, something,
or city or whatever. And she said, well, they told us to get a hold of Salvation Army. And I said, well, what'd they say? And Salvation Army had said, yeah, we can give you a couple bucks, but we only have like $2,000 for emergency fuel oil. And I said, this is crazy. And this was like about 2.5 weeks before Christmas. So my wife and I wrote a check and said, hey, look, get some oil in the tank.
Right.
And then I went back to Milford Kiwanis Bank probably sometime in February or March, and I said, hey, I was president of the Kiwanis Club at the time, and I said, I really would like to start a foundation, and would you guys be interested in putting the seed money up? We need a couple $1,000s, and that's how it got started. And then we created a 501c foundation, and off to the races. So
I remember growing up, my mom was single. She had me and my brother, and we used to have the kerosene heaters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was big.
I don't even think they're legal anymore.
No, you don't see them. But that was for 2-3 years.
We used to huddle by the kerosene heater.
Oh, yeah. It was big.
She was struggling. I mean,
that company was Kerosene, and it was up in Kent, Connecticut.
Oh, yeah?
And that's how they got started. And it took off for a number of years. Everybody had them.
Yeah.
So...
I know. I just thought I thought of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I remember for years.
Yeah.
In my childhood.
Yeah.
I just remember we just turn the kerosene heater on.
There you go.
I think they're dangerous though or something. But
they were.
But see, when we were younger, come on, this whole society now is just afraid of everything.
It's true.
Of course, they're also stupid too. They're frying turkeys in their kitchen. Did you see the house that?
I just saw that.
Holy shit! So there was a house in
Weston,
Connecticut.
They lost the whole house.
They did it in their garage.
They were doing it in the garage.
They did it in the garage, and obviously it must have blown up. If it's a frozen? I would never fry a turkey, but if you can't cook it frozen,
Yes,
right.
Did you put it into the oil?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
oil's bubbling.
Yeah, and it's just caught fire in the garage.
Sure.
And the chief of Weston said it took like 16 hours.
Yes,
to put
I saw that.
Yeah.
But it was a
crazy.
big house. I mean,
yeah.
the whole place went up in flames.
I mean, it's sad, but like it's just so fucking preventable.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Like,
Yeah.
don't do that shit inside.
No, it's shocking what
Yeah.
people do.
It really is.
You know, you might as well put it in the kitchen and cook
Yeah,
it
right.
there.
Jesus Christ. Then there was a video of RFK Jr. doing.
Yeah, I saw that doing the turkey.
He
with
was
his wife.
frying one on his back deck with no sneakers, like
Right.
bare feet. But he's doing it in like some kind of oil that's like healthy. I forget what it was called. I was reading the article the other day, and he was, I don't know. Ever since he's like been named the health whatever guy,
Yeah, secretary.
he's been seen eating McDonald's on the plane.
They're covered him now.
They got to him.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, like, seriously though, like a lot of these fucking fast food joints are just,
Oh, yeah.
they don't even have healthy options on the menu.
Right.
You know, you get a Beyond Burger, but like that's, you don't even know what they fry it, and
Yeah.
you get the French.
And now you're seeing all this recall.
Yeah.
Everything from meat to vegetables to you name it. So it's scary.
What, cucumbers is the one now?
Yeah, that's the latest.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are they doing? I mean, I we never really talked politics, but do you think RFK could actually make an impact, or is this just kind of
You know, it's going to be interesting.
scare tactic to get some of these corporations to
And I think
get healthy, I guess.
It's probably a combination of all the above.
Yeah.
And I think that this is going to be an interesting ride for 4 years. You know, and I think that again, some people are signed on and ready to go.
Yeah.
Other people are not, and I get that. But again, I think time will tell what virtually happens. But I mean, the background of somebody like him has been very, very interesting in regards to going back to COVID and
Right.
vaccination shots and things like that. And as big as that the family is, when they don't support you, it gets a little weird.
Yeah.
So I think everybody's going to be looking at it with eyes open wide and see where this goes.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, we somehow amazingly survived his first 4 years as a president.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Yeah.
we made it through. I don't know. It just I don't know. I get so like fired up.
Yeah.
With just I literally like I say this all the time. I love Twitter. I liked it before Musk bought it.
Right.
Because it's something where I can just kind of research my own shit. Follow certain people. But now I like all the people that I despise. I like reading what they have to say.
What they gotta do.
I just love it.
Yeah.
And it just makes me laugh. Like,
Yeah.
people are really this, like, angry over shit. It's like, here you are, a great guy, trying to make sure families in your hometown are kept warm, and then you get all these women that are on sex strikes because Trump's president. Like, prioritize some shit in your life, please.
Yeah.
Like, this is just, it's beyond, it's...
No, and it's reality at this point. So
Right.
suck it up and
I just
move on.
right, and like he's only going to be there for 4 years.
Right.
Like, he can't run again.
Right.
If he survives the fucking 4 years.
Right.
Like, so just get over it. I wish we had better options
Sure.
than the three fucking people they rolled out.
Well, it's weird because I deal with import in different parts of the world and different countries.
Oh, so you're knowledgeable on tariffs.
Yeah, I mean that's
What's your take? The left's going crazy. The right's like it's okay. Where would?
Well, I think that the how this started is the main thing started with the drugs and see if they can curtail that. I think when you start putting tariffs on everything, that's going to get difficult, and it's going to affect. The ultimately is when you import something into this country. The ultimate consumer is the one that's going to pay for this. It's not going to be that importer, and if that importer is paying that bill, the tax tariff, whatever you want to call it.
They won't be profitable.
But they're going to pass it on.
Right.
I mean, you can't afford to. So it's a question of how far does it go? Is it a scare tactic at this point? I mean, in the last 24, 48 hours, the Prime Minister of Canada is now in Florida meeting with the president-elect. Same thing with Mexico.
Yeah.
The Chinese it's a different ballgame. They're incredibly smart people, and they will they will do what they have to do, but beyond that, it gets interesting. And I think that, I have some dear friends that, business-wise, that I've worked with over the years in mainland China, and the interesting thing is what they were saying to me in the last 2 years is like, as big as your country, these are the best 2-3 people you come up with to run this country,
right.
And that says a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that so many people are scared to go under the microscope, in politics, and I get it, but to say these are the best we have in this country, I have a hard time with that. I think that there's some great people out there that just don't want to be bothered.
Now, my kind of take on the tariffs, obviously you deal with it. Is it one? I don't think he's going to follow through with 200% markups and shit like that, because that will ultimately fall on the consumer. But is it maybe a ploy to get people to buy American?
Oh, sure.
Buy domestic?
Sure. And bring production
right.
back.
So, let's just say I'm buying a TV, right. And I don't even know what's an American-made TV, Vizio. I don't even know. Whatever. Am I going to buy American at $800?
Right.
Or now China or Japan is shipping shit in, and they got the 200% tariff, and all right, well that's going to be $2,400. Well, I'm gonna, maybe that's what they're trying to accomplish. Yeah. I just don't think I think it's just a threat.
Well, I think something the big thing is appliances and electronics, especially electronics.
Yeah,
that's a huge commodity. And that is a product that we import the whole thing. We don't just bring parts in and assemble it and make it here. Mm-hmm. So, from that standpoint, everybody has to retool and say, well, we're going to make TVs here now. Well, that's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
So I think that I believe part of it is a strategic game, to see if we can get these folks to step in line.
Yeah.
But you start going with a 20-25% tariff on whatever it may be. It's going to have effect, huge effect. I mean, the latest to talk about is heavy on Canada and heavy on Mexico, and then somewhere around 10-12% with mainland China.
Yeah.
And even that will add a lot to stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's I mean, there's so many things come January 20th that it's just going to be wacky.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be an interesting political ride for everybody.
Yeah,
it's not.
I just want the left to just chill.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah,
because here's their biggest problem: is they're not learning from their own mistakes, and they're not changing their narrative of how they depict someone that voted for Trump.
Yeah.
Now, I voted for Trump, right?
Yeah.
I voted for Trump. I like Trump. Whatever. He's. I like him in the sense where he shakes it up. It's not the establishment. He's an outsider.
Right.
Which I think is what probably countries need every 40 to 50 years. These people are lifelong politicians.
Right.
They're multimillionaires. How?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Right.
But I think so. The left they just keep now they're doubling down on I'm a Nazi and a racist and all this shit, and it's just you're not getting it.
Right.
You're not going to change the vote.
No, you're not.
By saying that shit for 4 more years.
You're just going to make it worse.
It's just going to make it worse.
Yeah. So
let's just kind of try to bridge the gap a little bit.
And I think the best thing that can happen for both parties and for the country is that they do come together and say, okay. I mean, I agree everything what you're going to do, vice versa with me also. But
right.
where's the happy medium?
Right.
And it's there. It's just that you've got to want to get there.
Yeah.
And I'm optimistic that there is enough people in the process that will make that happen.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, it could just be I'm going to go off the radar for 4 years, and that's not the answer either. The
left's already talking about putting AOC up in 4 years.
Yeah,
what the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah,
that's just guaranteed loss.
Right,
guaranteed loss.
Right.
Come on, Dems, come up with somebody.
No, and I think what'll happen to the Democratic Party is I think that that individual man or woman may be there today. They may not be there,
right.
but they got to reinvent. They got to reinvent themselves. And,
right.
and look they'll do it.
Right.
It's not something that they won't do. I think it's just a question of the right people get in the room and say, okay, what are we doing here?
I think they're in a very precarious position here because in 4 years, who knows who the Republicans are going to put? It could be J.D. Vance. It could be this. Who knows?
Yeah.
But if Trump succeeds a little, like whatever it might be, the wall or money back, 401ks going crazy,
Right.
all that shit.
Right.
It's going to be hard to overcome that.
Sure.
In 4 years.
Sure.
If they run the same kind of campaign they did this
Right.
time. And
well, I think probably what's going to happen is that they're going to try to come back and get him in 2 years, not him personally,
right? But get the House,
get the control, and get the House and the Senate,
right?
And then again, nobody gains at that point. It's a loser.
Like, how does Rosa DeLauro keep winning?
Good question. I think that again, it's one of those. This congressional district that we're in is a very strong Democratic congressional district, and from the Republican aspect, I don't believe there's been any really good opposition. And I think the average voter looks at that and says, "Hey, I'm happy the way things are now." And I don't think there's any other way to look at it. I think that you look at it across the country, and there's some very strong congressional districts, and they're simply because you get to you serve so many years, and then you get to the opposition and say, well, why would I want to take her on? It's a loser. Unfortunately, that's the world we're living in.
Like Trump almost won Milford.
Yeah, it was only
lost by like 60-something votes.
Under 100 votes.
Yeah.
And that says a lot.
I think it does. Massachusetts had the biggest gains.
Right.
He didn't win, but they had the biggest gains.
And that's huge. That's huge.
And it's funny, I hear this a lot. Like, what's up with New England? Like, why is New England always blue?
Mm-hmm.
And my theory, it's just a fucking theory, but all the people that lived in New England that now live south were the registered Republicans.
Right.
Their kids are up here. They go to the colleges. They get indoctrinated into becoming a liberal arts major or something. It happened to my own niece. She went to the University of New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Woo! I love her to death, but she's not the same person. She crossed over to the dark side. I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I don't like. There's there's wealth in New England. There's like, which is more of a like, you'd like to be conservative, fiscally conservative.
Right.
If you want to be liberally moral, that's kind of how I feel anyone in life should be.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I mean, maybe this was the turning point. Maybe we ever going to have a Republican governor again? Like, I don't know. Like,
well, you look at
we have in the past,
right, and I think it's just whoever that individual is and what the message is. I mean, I think the message on either side over the years. When it's good, I think people reward those people.
Yeah.
And if it's not, or it's mediocre, well, let's stay where we are.
Yeah.
But it's this is a Democratic district. This is a Democratic state, and I don't see that changing. I mean, you look at Johanna Hayes. I mean, look how close that vote was 2 years ago, and this one, she won by a pretty decisive amount. So it showed you, the swing in the pendulum politically.
Right.
So
I mean, it's another thing. It's just it's the cities. It's the cities that win it for them.
Yeah.
Like,
no, they're going to lose the suburbs and places like that.
Right.
You take Hartford, Waterbury, Bridgeport, Danbury, Stamford, right into London, right across. It's huge numbers.
Yeah.
You have there's not enough to offset that to say let's make this close. So.
And why is it?
Well, the cities are still the big dominant Democratic powerhouses, And,
but you see some of these cities, and it's just like, wouldn't you want to vote for a little? Just change it once and see what happens.
Yeah, right.
Because I don't even go to New Haven anymore. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I'm like.
No, it's true.
I don't know. Is it free shit they're getting? I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know. I want to see it change sometime.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, I saw the meme where it's like the red of the nation.
Yeah.
And it was like Trump works for Verizon now. He's got the whole fucking country covered. But Milford surprised me. I was shocked that it was that close in Milford.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that. I wouldn't have thought that at all. But under 100,
that's pretty close.
Absolutely.
But all right, nice little political talk there, Kev. I like that. Now we're gonna get I do douche of the week. So I used to do it when I first started the podcast. I kind of stopped it for a while. I don't think I've done one with you, but I just for some random person I read on the internet and he's just a douche. So this is my douche of the week. This week is this guy on Twitter. Now this could change. He could be my hero of the week, but this is what he said on Twitter. His name is Mick at Beyond Average Mick, whatever, on X. And he wrote 2 days ago that it's a done deal. Juan Soto is going to the Boston Red Sox. And he has doubled down on it. He's tripled down on it to the point where Jeff Passan, the Major League Baseball guy, is like, yo, there's nothing going on. Go eat your turkey. And this guy, I guess he got two things right recently. One was the Bruins head coach getting fired. He had like a couple days before any of the national media had it. And there was another one. I can't remember what it was. I don't remember, but he's like 2 for 2. And now he says he's got all these connections. And now all the Twitterverse is blowing up. Because anyone that's a Mets fan is hearing everyone saying, oh, he's coming to the Mets. And if you're a Yankee fan, he's staying here. If you're a Red Sox fan, but this is what's getting... See, I don't even really know if I want Juan Soto, because I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money. And then, like, we really need pitching. But he's young. He's a hell of a talent.
Right.
And... some of the numbers they're throwing around are right up there with, Shohei Ohtani's numbers. And I hate my ownership. And I know it's going to be, like, really you're pricing fans out of even seeing these freaking games.
Yeah.
But he's a Red Sox fan. So Juan Soto, when he was young, followed the Red Sox because of Big Papi, Pedro Martinez, all these Dominicans.
Right.
And... he said one day he always wants to play for the Red Sox. And now they're stupid. This is how stupid this shit gets. Like today, there's like somebody reported that Juan Soto's sister is in Boston looking at apartments. Like, just like this, like, spotted at Logan Airport, like just this crap. And I hate it.
Yeah.
But if we don't get him, this guy is going to get killed. He will be my douche of the week. But if he gets it, like if he get it right, and they say
he's 2 for 2,
now it'd be 3 for 3, and like he's battling the big boys.
Right.
He's like he's saying this stuff. No one, he has like 5,000 followers too. Like Jeff Passan probably has 500,000, and he's got the attention of these national guys to actually like go online, make a statement on Thanksgiving that go eat your turkey. I'm the one that drops these fucking bombs.
Right.
But you would think if he committed like Wednesday, it would have been announced by now.
Right.
Or one of the big guys would have gotten the story, like an Adam Schefter in the NFL, like he gets every fucking story. But nothing yet.
Well.
And I didn't even want him, but now I'm like, okay, I'll take him. I don't want. Are you a Yankees fan?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I would. My whole philosophy was Juan Soto is anywhere but New York. Go to the Mets. I don't care. Go to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Just don't go back to the Yankees.
No, I would think in the longer it goes, the chances are that maybe he is going to Boston.
I mean,
that starts to get interesting. So, I mean, if it was a short window, in which I think it started as a short window.
Yeah.
But, maybe
where is baseball getting this money?
Well, I gave up trying to figure that out a long time ago.
I don't understand it. It's not the NFL. The NFL prints money.
Right.
And they have a salary cap. So, the quarterbacks are making $50 million a year. But, that's the most important position in all of sports. So, your average running back's making this, that. Hockey's nothing. NBA guys are making stupid money. But there's only 12 guys on a team.
Right.
Baseball, there's 25 guys, and you're dishing out. Well, Shohei got $70 million a year,
right.
And I know they're deferring the money, most of it, but still, it's going to come time to pay the piper. So
it's huge.
It paid off for them though. They won the World Series, but the ratings aren't that. There's no. Where's the TV money coming from? What's Nesson paying to broadcast the Red Sox or Yes to the Yankees? That's why I don't think the Yankees spend like they used to. Like
Right,
they
you're
just
probably right.
they're
Yeah.
way more fiscally responsible now.
Right. They have to be. Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, if you just start looking at the payroll
Right.
without overhead expense, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
You know, and
And you're already paying Judge. Can you afford Soto too?
right.
And Garrett Cole? I mean, you got three guys that are going to account for $150 million on your payroll a year.
Yeah, and it's back to what you said before about, going to a baseball game, take your girlfriend, your wife, or whatever, and one or two kids, you gotta get a second mortgage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
So, my friend has a son that's my girlfriend's son's age.
Yeah.
They're both 14. And last year we went to a Celtics game. I think it was in March. It was like Christmas presents.
Yeah, yeah.
So we went up to Boston, stayed the night. The tickets were, I think, $1,000.
Sold the car.
Yeah. We put the kids to bed. We went out drinking. That was another $300 a piece in Boston.
Right.
Whatever. Came home the next day. So now that I work at Sikorsky, I get that week off for Christmas.
Right.
So I said to my friend, I said, hey, Ange, I said, why don't we take the kids back up to Boston? There was like a game, they're playing the Pacers like right after Christmas on the weekend there, so that's Sunday. So I looked at tickets and nosebleeds are $190 before they fucking fee the fuck out of you. And in the hotel room I looked, it was the cheapest, we're not staying at the Motel 6.
Right,
we want
right,
to at least
right.
stay at Marriott or something.
Sure,
And that's another $354.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, what the hell? He's like, well, he goes, yeah, no, it's too much. So I said, well, he said he's got tickets to go to Florida. So long story short, we're going to take the kids to Florida. My mom's got a house in Cape Coral, which is it's about 20 minutes to Fort Myers where JetBlue Stadium is, where the Red Sox play spring training.
Right.
We can get tickets to 3 spring training games.
Sure.
Fly down there.
Yeah.
Stay at my mom's, rent a car. And stay 4 days, and it's still cheaper than going to Boston to see a Celtics game.
No, there's something wrong.
But people are paying it. These games are sold out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when is the well going to run dry? It reminds me of, COVID, when you're talking about it. Like, people from New York people are just paying cash for houses. Just, there you go.
It's nuts.
When is that well going to dry up? Like, when is the market? I mean, I got my house. I'm going to be there forever.
I thought that balloon would have popped,
Right?
in the last year or so, and it's still going strong. Stock market's strong. I mean, it's amazing.
I had to overpay. Luckily, my it came in at the right price. It appraised at what I offered.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, phew. But it's like we looked at a couple of houses before and put some offers in. I don't think one of them. I think we were close, but it's like this is insane.
It's
stressful.
There's a bidding war on some properties. And it's...
That's why the house we moved into was needed nothing. I said, let's just overbid a little extra. We don't need $20,000 to put a new roof on or whatever. It's ready to go.
Makes sense. That makes sense. Absolutely.
So, but it's a wacky industry.
No,
it's always been wacky. But to get those interest rates.
Well, it's interesting because what's going to happen is that if this balloon does pop, you've got in cities and towns, and Milford's one of them, and you got reevaluation coming. So it's like, what is that house going to be worth? Is it less? Is it more? Is it even? It's going to be interesting. We
got sorry, I'm looking over your head here. Michigan just beat Ohio State. 13-10, and they're fighting on the field after the game. They just changed it. I'm watching the Tennessee game. I don't mean to be rude, but this is a big weekend of college football.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah.
And they're winning, so they're going to be in the playoffs.
I didn't see it today with Georgia Tech and Georgia.
Did you see that game last night?
I watched it, and then I fell asleep. They went into overtime, and that's when I fell asleep.
I did the same thing. I think Georgia Tech went up 14 with 4 minutes left.
Okay.
And I turned the TV off. I went to bed, and I woke up to text from my friends 8 overtimes. I'm like, what the fuck did I just miss?
Yeah, it was huge.
That's fucking crazy, and that's going to keep them in the playoff. They lost that game. They're out.
Right.
So Tennessee's winning here. They're in. Ohio State. I think that's their second loss. And they should probably still make it because I think they were 4th in the country. Now they have 12 teams, so it's
Right.
But
no, there's been some good games.
I mean, we might as well watch college football, Kev, because our fucking pro football teams in this area are fucking god awful.
We're done.
I still say I'd rather be a Patriots fan than a Jets and Giants fan at this current point, because at least we have a young quarterback that looks like he can play in this league.
Right.
And the Jets, what are you, a Giants fan or Jets fan?
Yeah, more Giants.
More Giants.
Yeah.
And, well, who knows what they're going to do at quarterback.
Knows.
I mean, Daniel Jones is already on another team.
Yeah.
Tommy Cutlets ain't the answer. Drew Lock certainly isn't the answer.
No.
But it's not really a good year for quarterbacks coming out either. Like last year could be a legendary draft, like an 83 draft with that had Marino and Elway.
Right.
But Shedeur Sanders, was it Cam Ward from Miami?
Cam Ward, yeah.
I don't know. Like I think teams that need quarterbacks like the Jets and the Giants are just going to end up overpaying.
Sure.
Move up in the draft.
Yeah.
Trade their next 2 number 1 picks or something. The Jets make me laugh so much though. It's like their fans just never learn. Like, they thought they're going to the Super Bowl this year. I'm like, these are the Jets.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers coming off a major injury. He's old.
Yeah.
He's cranky.
Yeah.
He's a conspiracy theorist, and it pisses off all the national media. It's fucking great. I mean, like, God, hey, I'm a Red Sox fan.
Right.
I went through it all the way till 2004.
Right. Yeah.
Even the Patriots. Patriots were, 1-15 a lot of my years growing up.
Yeah.
We had that great 20-year run, obviously, and now we're kind of back into the doldrums.
Yeah.
But you can't. It's hard to go 20 years though and be dominant.
It's true.
But what do you want to see the Giants do?
I think you just
lose out.
Yeah, I think you just got to go back to square one and revamp the whole place. I mean, it's sad, but I think that's what it's come to. There's some decent talent there, but there's no leadership and there's no real straight direction. So,
I mean, does Dable last? I mean, the thing about Dable is like I like him. He didn't draft fucking Daniel Jones,
right?
He's not the one that let Saquon Barkley walk. Right. He's not in control of the like Bill Belichick was in New England. He's not in control of all this shit.
Exactly.
They have a GM.
Yeah. No, the management it starts at the top.
Yeah.
And it works its way down. But they've done some crazy moves.
Yeah. And they fired the Chicago coach.
I saw that. Yeah.
Eberflus. What the hell were they thinking?
It's a very weird.
But how does Caleb Williams just not call a timeout? Like, I'm not going to get this play off. Let's call a timeout.
Right.
Settle down, do a quick out on the sideline and kick a field goal.
I don't think I've ever seen a year like this in professional football.
In the game last night.
Yeah.
What the ref is literally like I can't complain too much because Patriots got their breaks over that 20-year run with Tom Brady.
Right.
But the ref literally is running from the sideline signaling false start, which kills the whole fucking play. The whistles are blowing, so when the ball gets fumbled, no one really is. Like, kind of like, you hear the whistle, you kind of stop.
Yeah.
And then they just change it to a legal formation, declined. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
What's going on? Where am I?
I'm sorry, KC is not winning the Super Bowl this year.
No.
They've had
I think
too many close calls.
Yeah. No, I think it's going to change.
That was that noise. Did you hear anything?
No.
Oh, I heard it in here. It was like a fax machine noise. Like, but yeah, football is.
It is what it is.
It's almost becoming unwatchable. Some of these games too.
Oh yeah.
Like, even like that play last night. Like, how the fuck are you like? You have one play left. I don't know why they just didn't kick the field goal with 15 seconds left. Just kick it.
Right.
Don't mess around.
Right.
And they mess around, and like the center just hikes it early. The quarterback is. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. No,
Who's coaching you guys?
Yeah.
Who's preparing you guys? It's comical. And of course, it's against Kansas City, who won like 5 games like that. This year.
Yeah.
It's like, God. And I'm just like I'm a Pats fan, so I don't want to see anyone better. I don't want another GOAT. I want Brady to be the GOAT.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Somewhere, I think the Kraft family will pull it together.
Wow. Bob's 83.
Yeah. No.
He's like Jerry Jones, like early 80s.
Right.
These guys they're so hell bent on one last ring or something,
Exactly. Yeah.
Jerry Jones hasn't won in 30-something years.
Is the one that's going to have to make it happen. So it'll be interesting.
I don't like his son though, Jonathan Kraft.
Right.
I do not like him.
Good and bad about that.
He is.
It's Jerry. Jerry has a daughter that's in the management of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, isn't his son too though?
You might be right.
Yeah.
I know that there's a daughter.
There's a daughter
Yeah.
there. Yeah, Jonathan Kraft is just. I think he wants his dad to die. Like, I'm serious. Like, it's just like, all right, Dad, I'm ready to take over. But Bob...
Move on.
Bob won't. Like, He hangs out with Meek Mill and shit. I don't know. It's like... They gift... Who was it? Jay-Z or somebody gifted him on his 80th birthday, like a Bentley or something.
Oh, really?
Like one of those Phantoms. Like,
wow.
$500,000 car.
Not bad.
Yeah. Like, Bob? hanging out at those massage parlors. That's why he won't get in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. He got snubbed again this year. Like, how do you not put Bob Kraft into the Hall of Fame?
Right.
One, he brokered a labor treaty.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, might have been missed the whole season.
Right.
Obviously, hired the Bill and drafted Tom, and 20 years, rest is history. Like, just put him in.
Yeah.
So he was down at the little, joint. Whatever. He's 80. Didn't even know where the hell he was. Thought he was getting a massage. He's like, oh. Shit. But. All right. Well, we'll finish on back to your event. So it's 2 weeks from today.
Yeah.
Right?
Saturday the 14th.
6
o'clock at Grassy Hill.
Can I get 2 tickets?
Yeah, we'll get you some.
Yeah?
Sure.
Maybe my girlfriend will come.
Yeah.
Is it a black tie event?
No.
Shorts and a t-shirt, cool?
Yeah.
No, I'll wear jeans. I'll dress up once. I was walking around downtown last night.
Yeah.
Well, because there's no parking because of this fucking tree lighting. So me and my buddy Bernie were like, we had to park like behind Milford Pharmacy.
Yeah.
So we're walking up and it's like 3 guys. We're like, hey, Jerry, still wearing your fucking shorts, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I wear shorts year round.
Yeah.
Unless, I'm going to something.
Yeah.
I'll dress up.
All right.
Yeah, I'll put a little button down on.
We'll let you.
A nice pair of jeans. Open bar?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, it's a fun night. It's a really fun night. They do a great job.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 2 weeks from tonight.
Saturday night.
But more importantly, if you can't go to keepingmilfordwarm.com.
Go to our website.
On Wednesday, you're launching all the the silent auctions.
The information is on there for you, and we have people that schedules or all that, make a donation or whatever. Look, it's one of those things that I think the message I want to leave you is that every single penny that we raise goes right back to keeping people warm.
Yep.
That's it. There's no overhead cost. Everybody volunteers. The board members we have volunteer.
Can we buy apparel on the website?
Yeah, well, no, we don't have on the website. We had it last year at the event, and I think we're gonna have some apparel back there this year too. But I think it's about every couple months we get people requests. We keep a running tab, and then we'll order the nice sweatshirts and stuff like that.
Nice, that's nice. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
I wear my Platt Tech one, Support. Braden goes to Platt Tech. He loves it. He's got Collision.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Collision, well, that's like, I don't know, that's how they do it. They give the top 3.
Yeah.
One's like machine shop and the other one's automotive. But he likes Collision.
Good.
And that's the future, of cars. Like Collision, people are always going to crash. So.
Oh, yeah. Someone's got.
But you want to be an auto mechanic, well, now you got to go learn electric and eventually and all that shit. Yeah. So
somebody's got to take the guns out.
All right, Kev.
Hey, my pleasure.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you reached out. I love doing this one every year. It's a great event. I'm definitely coming. I know I say it all the time, but now I have weekends off.
There you go.
So I don't need to take the night off. So I can actually go.
Yeah.
You know how much shit I've missed in my life.
You can imagine.
Oh my God, bachelor parties, weddings, all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it I wasn't too upset about, but
some makes sense.
You guys are gonna be divorced in a year. I'm not gonna be worried about missing that wedding. But anyway, thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Love what you do.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
It's
appreciate your support.
It's so helpful. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you soon. I don't even know if I have a guest lined up next week, but I'll find somebody. If anyone wants to come on the show, shoot me an email or a text. And again, keepingmilfordwarm.com. Check it out Wednesday, leading all the way up to the Saturday the 14th, and you can put some bids in on some cool stuff, and we'll go from there.
Great. Thank you.
Kev, no problem, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yep.